Family in Hawaii, our background, our home is everything. Family is our core.
You can always rely on your family to take care of you, or if you need help, to help you. It's just what we do in Hawaii.
We moved here for my husband's job. He got offered a new grad position as a nurse here. Oregon has become a second home for us though.
I am Jamie's mom. They all call me Mama. My grandchildren, I have 7 of them. Jamie had a rough pregnancy, so I just came to help because she was in the hospital on bed rest. It's a big privilege to, help out and be here and see him and the other girls.
We have 3 kids in total. Our oldest one, Haley, she's kind of quiet, reserved, a lot like Jamie. Alina, on the other hand, is like me, and she's the outgoing, crazy child. Then you got East. East is one of those kids that he falls in between. He's more of a happy baby, but he does yell when he wants things. When we found out Jamie was pregnant, it was kind of a good thing because we were trying. We were trying for the 3rd. We were planning our trip to Hawaii to go back to go see the grandparents.
So doctor said, come do your early checkup. And when I went in, she said, your yolk sac's small. That may be something to worry about, but I went back in 2 weeks and she said everything's normal. So at 21 weeks, I came to see Dr. Kyle, and she just said, I'm gonna refer you to a maternal fetal specialist. I went to the specialist, and just by her face, I knew something was wrong. She just said, I think your baby may have trisomy 21. And if you don't know what that is, that's Down syndrome. I can't be positive. We need to run more tests. And I also see that the baby's umbilical cord is coiled, or what they would refer to as twisted. She said, your baby's probably not going to survive 10 days in utero. And she just gave us some time and said, I think you should think about termination. My world just spun out of control. I just started to cry. My husband, he's wanted a boy all his life. Most guys, they dream about having their son. And to get all that news at once and then in the same room hear about termination, it was just so much to take in.
Nobody ever wants to hear that their child's not going to be healthy, that they're not going to survive. Even as a nurse, hearing those words, we see it every day. We see families go through some of the roughest moments in their lives. And then to live it, it was rough. We ended up in the hospital. I was still working, so I went to see her real quick that morning. And Issa was gonna be born, and I just finished my stretch of work, and next thing I know, my sister-in-law was waking me. She's like, you gotta go. And I'm like, in a fog, like, what's happening? What? They're like, the baby's coming today. When they pulled him out, he was tiny. He was a tiny little thing. I've never seen a baby so tiny except in pictures. But he cried right off the bat, so right then and there I knew he was gonna be okay.
We had a really rough time in the beginning to process it all. But in mom baby unit and labor and delivery, I got to know those nurses like family.
Caring for Ise, it was very easy to fall in love with him. Ise was with us for 109 days, which is a very long stay. He was on what we call CPAP, continuous positive airway pressure. One of his main struggles was getting him off of respiratory support and getting ready to go home.
He used to rip all his equipment off every day, multiple times a day. I don't know how many CPAPs he went through. At some point I was like, you do this on purpose just so the nurse will come in and love you and talk to you.
We had all been rooting for Ise to go home for weeks. Finally, the day came. We came in and got him dressed and walked him out. We walked him all the way to the front and loaded them all up in the van and didn't really say goodbye, but said, go home, get out of here.
They helped save my son's life with all that equipment and all they do on top of the nurses. You can't ask for more.
Without those supplies, East probably wouldn't have survived for how unhealthy he was when he was born. He really needed it, and it was there for him, and I'm very thankful for that.
The way those nurses, they're, as Jamie calls them, NICU mamas. They basically were. They were like second mothers to East.
He's just so safe and loved. The biggest word is loved. He fought the whole way through, and they were his personal cheerleaders, and I didn't have to worry because I knew my son was in good hands.
They gave him the foundation that he has in order to thrive. With all that, the kid's gonna do amazing.
Oh my gosh, he has grown and he smiles, he laughs. He's just such a joy. He's such a blessing to me. Yes, you are. Yes.
Do you like having a brother?
Yep. He was me and I was brothers.
He's highly active, so I'm hoping he'll want to play sports. Whatever he wants to do, I'm gonna support him.
I can't stress how important it is that we support Children's Miracle Network and these type of organizations. You're saving not only my son and other babies, but you're saving that family from such painful decisions that they would have to make.
I could never be a NICU nurse. I couldn't do what they do. Just the compassion and the caring that they give is through the roof. They're amazing. And they're, like I said, they're like family to us.